Welcome to Gloria's Gab Live. I'm so excited today because I have this wonderful person with me today, Heather Utset, with the American Cancer Society. And we've got a lot of stuff coming up this weekend that we want to talk about. But first, I want to thank my sponsors, South Florida PBS. If you're not a member, you need to be. There are so many great things you can do and stream if you're a member. Also, Baraha Medical Institute, a Quigley eye specialist company. They're wonderful. If you haven't been to Baraha, you need to check it out. Beautiful building, they have spa and everything. So everything from optometry to ophthalmology to plastic surgery. So anyway, we were talking about the instant eye lifts that we all think we need. So tell me, Heather, there's such a huge weekend coming up, and it starts on June 3rd.
Yes, June 3rd, yes.
Okay,
yes.
So
this is National Cancer Survivor Weekend. National Cancer Survivor Day is actually on Sunday. So the American Cancer Society here in Miami, actually in Broward too, really got together with our volunteers and wanted to make a big splash in our communities to help fundraise, to help, support the mission, and at the same time to be able to bring information to the community, because that's a big part of what we do also.
Well, yeah, it's huge. You think about the different forms of cancer that actually are preventable.
Yes.
If people only had the knowledge and knew maybe what to look for.
Yeah. And that's something that as the American Cancer Society, we're really focusing on this year, because in 2020, there, so many people forego their screenings because there weren't any screenings happening. And that's something that, normally every month we kind of concentrate and focus on a different cancer. But right now with the American Cancer Society, we are focusing on just #return to screening, because we all know, like you shared, it's so important to get screened early in advance. We need to, if you find the cancer sooner, you have a better chance of survival. So, we're really kind of focusing, and that's the education piece that we want to get out to everyone through these events.
Absolutely. And, it's funny because knowing you were coming in, I'm going, I need to call the doctor and see what I need to do.
Yes, absolutely.
But I do the mammogram, I do the ultrasound, I do everything every year. But 2020 I did a little later than I ordinarily would. But by the end of 2020, they were, it was hard, but you could still get some stuff done. But I know I've heard people tell me that Miami Cancer Institute is just bombarded.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Everybody's back.
Diagnostic centers, everything. Yeah, it's really important right now to focus on that.
So if you need to get stuff done, you need to call now, because you may not be able to get in for a month or so.
Absolutely.
I mean, even calling my own doctor, it was like, next appointment's the end of August.
Yeah.
And I go, the end of August? Really?
I even experienced that with my children, with the pediatrician, having to call in, and even the orthodontist for my son, it took a month to even reschedule the appointments that, had gotten, canceled prior.
Exactly.
So it definitely is challenging right now, but we want everyone to stay focused, to really make the effort. And I know the diagnostic centers are really doing the best they can, because they know, the situation at hand.
Yeah.
We need to get everyone screened as soon as possible, because, right now we have 15.5 million cancer survivors in the United States. We want that number to continue to grow. And we know that more people are going to get diagnosed, in a smaller window. And that's the education piece that we're trying to do.
Well, my women's club is even talking about doing a mammogram again. We had an event where we had the mammogram of the mobile come, and it just makes it easier for people. It's not that it's free, but to make it more convenient for people. So I think we're going to do that again pretty soon, because we realize that, the easier you make it for people.
Absolutely.
And it's just a matter of calling in, and you don't have to,
Absolutely
go through a long list of.
And if you don't know where to go, even Gloria, if somebody doesn't know what to do, we have a National Cancer Information Hotline. It's 1-800-227-2345, 1-800-ACS. And we have
1-800 what?
227-2345.
Yeah, but what was the letters?
ACS 2345.
ACS 2345. Okay, that's easier.
So we encourage everyone to call the number, go to cancer.org. That's a super easy one.
Oh yeah.
You can live chat with somebody there now. But if you need any guidance, if you need any help trying to navigate, maybe through a diagnosis or navigate how to get your screenings, even though it's a 1-800 number and it's a national number, we have a lot of local service providers that work with us directly.
Right.
So wherever you're calling from, we can assist you in trying to navigate and help you,
great.
Get to where you need to go and answer any questions you have.
Yeah, good to know. Okay, so tell me,
yes,
June 3rd, 7:00. What are we doing?
So that is
We're turning purple.
Yes, 305, hashtag 305 turns purple. We have a kickoff at Mojitos Calle 8, which is on 8th Street.
Yeah.
8000 Southwest 8th Street.
Big surprise.
Mojitos is donating their space for us. We have great partnerships with Cartel Baggers Autotronics, and they are working directly with us to be able to provide a way to kind of get everyone excited. It's also going to be there's also going to be an American Cancer Society tent there where you're going to be able to register for the other events that we're going to talk about, and even have t-shirts there for sale and stuff. And all of the money that we raise is going directly to the mission. And this year we've had some amazing sponsors come on board. So 100% of that is going. And that's a big,
awesome.
A big deal for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've got the 3rd, 7 p.m.
Yes.
And then you've got the 5th,
yes,
1 to 6 p.m. What are we doing?
So what has happened, if anyone's familiar with Relay for Life, the American Cancer Society events, we normally, I'm sure everyone that's been in Miami for a while knows Relay for Life has happened. There's at one point there was
Is there anybody
relays
that hasn't participated at one point or another?
There was like 30 relays when I first started in 2010. So over the years, we've listened to our volunteers because Relay for Life is volunteer driven. Yeah. We as staff only support, a volunteer leadership committee. They make the decisions. They want to pull together, whatever they want their relay to kind of look like is the vision that we work with them to support them to do. And so this year we're super excited because the volunteers have really told us over the years, we want to do something together. And so we've kind of condensed relays along the years. And this year it's actually the Relay for Life ACS Miami Fusion, because we are fusing, we are uniting.
Oh, that's why it's called that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We are uniting Miami in the fight against cancer for Relay for Life. And that's where the Miami Fusion name comes from.
Oh, okay.
So we're super excited. We normally relays in the spring. This year, because of all of the restrictions that were happening, they've kind of gone away a little bit. We decided, the volunteers were very adamant, to be honest with you, about having something in person. So we wanted to make sure that we helped them do that. And so we chose June, which we chose National Cancer Survivor Weekend to do it, but we chose June 5th. Because it's before school gets out, and we wanted to be able to incorporate the students because that's a big part of our education, opportunities that we do with the schools and stuff.
Oh, right. It's an opportunity for them to get their community service hours.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And the education piece is super important for us because, students, the children will tell their parents too. And that's, So we have it scheduled on June 5th. We chose Coral Reef Park. In Palmetto Bay, it's very tree lined.
I know.
On purpose, yes. So they have a brand new path.
Needs to be this.
That's why we did it. Yeah. So it's along 77th Avenue and 152nd Street in Palmetto Bay. And the path that we're on, the area that we're in, is the completely tree lined area. So it's going to be cool. We've done walkthroughs there. We've had our volunteers come out. We have about like 25 tents that are going to be there. So that's Relay for Life teams. And we also invited some of the small businesses and vendors.
And what are you charging? So say a business says, I want to be involved.
It's a $75 donation.
Okay.
That's
not
what
a
we're
big
asking.
Deal. No. And they bring their own tent.
They can bring their own tent. If they need to rent, we have a company that we're working with. So we do and we are doing that to also give back. Because so many small businesses have always been there for us. When we've needed a donation for a survivor dinner, local businesses and restaurants always come through for that. So we wanted to be able to do something to kind of give them a way to be out in the community also, to let people know that they're, that they're open and they're back also.
Right.
So we opened it up to vendors, which we've never done. This is, I don't know if we might continue next year, but a majority of the teams that you see at Relay for Life, those are teams that have been fundraising for the entire year. Yeah. And they're super dedicated, passionate volunteers that want to make a difference in the fight against cancer.
Right. And I know my church used to do it for and in Doral.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. They're a very big team for Relay.
I know.
That's awesome. Yeah. But so now all of the churches that, all those throughout Miami now, everyone can come together. That was the purpose of what we wanted to do, was to really make this an amazing event. And like I said, this year it's at Coral Reef Park. And we're excited, for the day. It's from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it's different for those of you that know relay, because normally relay goes into the night. Back in the day, we did 18 hours of relay.
I've done the overnight thing.
We spent the night. I spent numerous nights with my volunteers. So this year it's a little bit of a condensed event, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. We are still going to have Luminaria ceremony, but it's going to be different, because we're all innovative this year. We are not going to be able to light the bags, the Luminaria bags in memory or in honor. So what we're going to do is use colored bags. And that represents all the ribbons of the cancer. You have cancer diagnosis. So there'll be colored bags out so you can purchase luminarias. We're still going to have a luminaria ceremony. And the most important, piece of this is our survivor ceremony. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Vitas is our survivor sponsor this year. And Sedano Supermarket is going to be providing meals for all survivors and a caregiver when they come.
Oh my goodness, that's so nice.
Yeah, we're super excited. This has been, this Miami Fusion event is presented by Assurant. They've been a long time presenting sponsor for us with the Relay for Life.
No, they're great.
Yes, they are. So Assurant is, we're very happy to have them come back. And we have so many. I mean, there's so many sponsors that have joined us this year.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, the sponsor line is very big on the bottom of the flyer.
Yeah, they have the flyer is like a dozen or more.
And it's cool. It's great too, because those sponsors come from all over Miami.
Yeah,
we didn't want it to be something where only South Dade was involved or only North Dade, or those sponsors, the people that have really supported us over the years, they've come from all over Miami. So this was an opportunity to not only, unite our volunteers and unite the communities, but at the same time, give opportunities for the sponsors to have more recognition, at a countywide event.
Yeah. So that was, what a great idea.
Thank you.
So what do we have next? We got another fun event.
Yes. So Ride for Life is like my baby.
If you are into bikes, this is a great one. Oh my gosh.
So Ride for
These
Life.
are always so much fun.
Thank you. So a couple years ago, this is actually the third year. It would have been our fourth if we had it last year.
Yeah.
But Ride for Life is kind of like, it's my baby. It's my event, my personal event. So it is uniting the motorcycle, Jeep, and slingshot community in a ride on National Cancer Survivor Day, which is a big deal. So I always say, who are you riding for?
Oh, okay.
We always say, who am I relaying for, right? And I as a even though I work for the American Cancer Society, I have my personal reasons for doing this. I've never met anyone, we were talking about this earlier, never met anyone that has not been touched by cancer in some way. And that includes myself, and when I started with ACS, I did it for my grandmother, and now over the years, I have so many family and friends that have been affected, that are current survivors and those that have passed. So for me, I relay for so many people.
But it's a passion.
Yes. Yeah. And so on Sunday, June 6th, we're riding for life. And so the hashtag is who do I ride for? This year it's going to be amazing, as it always is. We start at Peterson's Harley Davidson South.
Right.
And in Cutler Bay.
They're awesome. They always
big supporters
so good
of
about
ours
these
too.
rides.
Big supporters. Yeah. And we have Cartel Baggers is another big supporter. I mentioned them earlier, and Jeep Swarm. So the two of them, Ralph Usatoras and Fernando Cosme, DJ Flip. He's actually DJing our relay.
Oh, really?
He's a cancer survivor himself.
Oh, really?
Yes. So so all of us kind of got together about 4 years ago and decided to try to pull this ride together. And every year it gets bigger. I think the last time we had it, which was in 2019, we had about 350 motorcycles and about 50 Jeeps join us.
And they start where?
At Peterson's, David's, and they ride to Big Chill in Key Largo.
Oh, okay,
so we have a police escorted ride. So when you're on the turnpike going south, you know why on Sunday morning it may be
stopped.
Not
go there. Right.
I promise it'll be quick, but they do escort us. So we have a safe ride, because that's very important, also. And this year the slingshots are going to be joining us. Those are 3-wheel motorcycle, like.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, and I actually own one now, because I started.
You do not.
I did. I went and bought one.
I have to be part of this.
Absolutely. I got to really be a part of it.
I would just be on somebody's back.
Yeah, no, yeah. I actually drive it too. So the slingshots are going to lead the ride this year. And so it's going to be slingshots, motorcycles, and Jeeps. And we're, again, super excited. It's a $25 donation. It includes a t-shirt while, supplies last, kind of a thing. Because we don't,
Yeah, you don't know how many you're going to
get. Exactly. Yeah. And it's going to be an exciting weekend.
Do you get Archbishop Winsky involved in this one?
He came to the first one. He actually,
I thought so.
Yes, he actually, we had, even Commissioner Pepe Diaz came out. He did like a
Pepe Diaz loves it.
Yes. Yeah, we definitely had you'd be surprised in the community of
people. I know.
That ride motorcycles and that have like Jeep enthusiasts and slingshot enthusiasts now. So it's there's a whole like slingshot in Miami group that
where in the heck do you ride the slingshots?
On the street.
You're able to?
Oh yeah, it's
I didn't know if they were road. Whatever.
Absolutely. It's like driving a convertible car, just a little lower, to the ground. And it's,
So you take that to work?
I have, actually. So when I come to a meeting and my hair is in a ponytail,
you've been on
that I've been on the slingshot.
Oh my God. That's so funny. And Harley Davidson sells them all, right?
Yes.
Except for the Jeep.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
So that's great though. So so this is a lot going on.
It is.
What got you, I know before you got into the Cancer Society, what got you involved besides
my personal reasons? So it really kind of started on a whim because I come from the education background.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I'm from Miami. Went to school locally. And
where'd you go to school?
At Killian.
Oh my goodness.
School, yeah. And my husband and I moved out of state to Norcross. He's a police officer, actually, with my brigade and a sergeant. And we moved out of state, came back, and I was a principal in a private school in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
So came back and I was like, I very much enjoyed my job. I was young though when that all happened. I just had 2 kids. Huh? Yes.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to do something a little different. So I still stayed with education. I worked with a program called SES in Miami-Dade County Public Schools, Supplemental Educational Services.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We did free after school tutoring.
Yeah.
And so I did that. But at the same time, I wanted something that would allow me to be in the community. I really like to talk to people. I,
would have never guessed that, would you?
I don't necessarily want to be behind a desk all the time. So I saw this position, this community manager position at the American Cancer Society. And I thought, well, this is, kind of cool. And I had never fundraised a dime in my life.
Really? Oh my goodness.
But I truly believe, and I say this all the time to all my staff, I have an amazing team of senior development managers. And I say all the time to everybody, if you lead with the mission, the money will come.
No, you're absolutely right.
I cannot stress that enough.
If you're passionate about what you're selling and you believe in it, it's easy.
And our mission is great.
Yeah.
We really do so much besides the life-saving research that we have. Locally even, we have a lot of people say, oh, where are my dollars going locally? Here at the University of Miami, the American Cancer Society has $1.881 million in grant research funded right here at the University of Miami. So you give me $1, this particular dollar with this serial number may not necessarily be in the hands of UM, but I promise you that dollar is going to UM. Because we don't even raise that much money. So I know I can speak passionately and firmly about the fact that if you want to know where your dollars are going, we have so many research, programs right now at University of Miami. That's where your money is going. If you wanted to stay locally, that's where it's going. But besides all of that, we have so many programs and services free to cancer patients and their caregivers. Some
like I said, every month there's a particular cancer that you're targeting or
normally everyone. I mean, like breast cancer, for example, October, breast cancer, everything turns pink.
What is February? What's February? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
We kind of do that. We have that Inspire Health magazine that we that's health and fitness, but we kind of look to see what month it is.
And we're really trying, like I said earlier, to focus on that return to screening though, because I mean, pink is going to turn, October's going to turn pink regardless, you know what I'm saying? And we have an amazing Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk that we do. And we have golf in November and, we have Hope Bowl in December. So we have tons of
you know what? You're going to find when you do your golf tournament and everything, you're going to have so many people.
We already do. I was like signing
well,
up.
Safe
Super
Haven for
excited.
Newborns just did a golf tournament in person, and they had to, change it out a bit.
Yeah,
They couldn't do a
yeah,
shotgun
yeah.
start, and I don't know if you'll be able to either.
Yeah.
By then, hopefully, you'll be able to do a shotgun start. But they filled up right away. People are like, can't wait to get out and do stuff.
Well, we even had our golf tournament last year.
You had it last year?
Hopeful, yes. We followed the guidelines. We did what was required. One person per golf cart, kind of thing. It wasn't as large, as it normally is. But people wanted to come. We still sold out, for the golf tournament. And Hopeful was great. It was
how long did it last? If you had one person?
I know. No, we couldn't.
But you didn't do a shotgun start, right?
No, and we couldn't have it. So many golfers. So we couldn't have the big reception dinner. That we normally have. That was the problem. So it was definitely different. But innovation is like the key word when it comes to nonprofits, especially right now, because as we know the economy suffered. We know that people are suffering right now, and still are with everything that happened last year. But we last year when we started with ACS, we started the calendar year off. We knew we were going to be $250 million behind, and
that's a lot.
Yes, ma'am. And my
and
staff
you had grants that were promised.
Absolutely.
See, that's people don't understand that. You give somebody a 3 or 4 year grant, and if you had a bad year, too bad. You already promised that grant.
That's correct. And so
you're dipping into your reserves and
yes. Right. And our focus was to make sure, like you said, that those research grants were funded.
Yeah.
Because that is what, like I get goosebumps, like that's how we're going to make a difference, in the fight against cancer is research. Right. All the programs and services that we do are great, and they are great for that moment of need, that a cancer patient or a caregiver is going through and needs that help at that moment. But the research that we do is also, it's to find a cure, but at the same time, cancer morphs, and, there's so many different variants when it comes to cancer. So we have 15.5 million people surviving right now, but those individuals, that's amazing.
Would have never happened.
Absolutely
50 years ago.
That's
even.
Correct.
Yeah.
And all those people that are surviving, they're going to need support, moving forward, because there's different effects from radiation and chemo and stuff. So, a couple years down the line, we still need to be able to support those people. So, while we're here supporting the patients that are currently going through their journey, some people's journeys don't end. And meaning that they are continuing, so we need to make sure that we're there. And so last year when we were in that deficit, truly, because that's what it was, we focused as hard as we could, on trying to be as innovative and pivoting. I don't want to hear that word ever again in my life, pivoting, to make sure that we were able to be there, for the promises that we made and for the people that were still going through treatment.
Right.
Just because COVID happened, cancer didn't stop, and that's why we're so focused right now of trying to build back up. I mean, as an organization, we lost more than half of our staff, over 2,000 people, and every organization went through that, every business, everybody did. Yeah. But those hard decisions that were made, and I lost some wonderful people, off of my team.
Oh yeah.
But those decisions had to be made for the good of everyone else. And that research that we are doing right now is going to make a difference.
Right. So you gave up staff to make sure that you could fulfill your mission,
because the reality was everyone was hurting last year. So to ask for money was hard.
Yeah.
And
I'm involved in a lot of nonprofits. I'm telling you.
I know you are. Yes,
everybody got hurt.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to see how resilient everybody is and how creative.
Absolutely.
And we've even learned a lot.
Yes.
That we can communicate in different ways, and people who were reluctant to do so now have to. Yeah. Or they were forced to, and now they're like, well, I can do a Zoom meeting. I can, I can do 3 meetings in a night.
I know, right?
Because, hey, I can do it from my couch.
Yeah. Now I can be in 3 different communities. Because with my job, I work with Miami, Broward, and Palm Beach. And I still help the Florida Keys, so.
Well, thank God. I mean, when you have that kind of territory to cover.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I have an amazing team. I have an amazing team with senior development managers, and they work equally as hard, as I do. And we do it. I just had a volunteer yesterday brought tears to my eyes because I worked with her, Brenda. Her name was Brenda, and she was actually our event chair and entertainment chair in the Doral Relay for a couple years.
No way.
Yes, and she moved out of state actually, and she sent me a message yesterday on Facebook because she saw that we were doing fusion, and she got diagnosed in 2020. So she went from a volunteer who was a caregiver to her mom to being diagnosed herself. And so she shared with, I knew that she had gotten diagnosed last year, and she shared with me yesterday that she realized that after all those hours and all that time and dedication that she put into volunteering for the American Cancer Society, she misses it. She misses all the time that she did. And then when she got diagnosed, she felt a sense of just, like calmness. And she realized why was because she had an army of volunteers behind her. She had an army of staff behind her. She had the American Cancer Society behind her. Yeah. And she felt like she was supported.
Oh, yeah.
And I get I shared it all over Facebook yesterday. I shared it, on all of our Instagram pages because that is why I do what I do. Yesterday was Memorial Day. It was a great day. But guess what I was doing yesterday? I was making social media posts. I was getting the word out.
You were.
Because we're not stopping either. As staff, we really put all of our heart and soul into it. And we want our volunteers to feel supported.
Well, I am so excited for this coming weekend for
Thank you.
And if I can, I'm going to see if I can't show up at something.
Please do. Yeah. And I can provide the email address because, the website.
The website.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a one-stop shop. It has all the information on it. It's relayforlife.org / Miami FL.
Yeah.
relayforlife.org / Miami FL.
Yeah. So, and that's pretty easy.
Yes.
So it's got everything on there.
Absolutely. Everything is there. Yeah. Yes.
So what are you most looking forward to this weekend? Writing? I know that is.
Of course, I'm looking forward to that. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to seeing all the people that I haven't seen all year. Because
that's the other thing. Yeah,
I have been Zooming with a lot of our volunteers, and I am excited to see them and be able to hopefully hug and just be with them, and be able to celebrate them and remember all of our loved ones.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, we've got just a few minutes left.
Yes.
So is there anything else that you would like to talk about that's coming up for the American Cancer Society through the end of this year or beginning of next year?
Sure. Yeah. We have all of our events still happening, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer.
Yeah.
We have in Miami and Broward and the Palm Beaches. Coming up in November. And we have our Gala Hope Bowl event coming up in December. So a lot still going on.
Do you have a date in December yet?
No, we don't have the date for that.
You'll share that with me.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming today. You're such a delight, and I'm so excited about all these events you have coming up. And thank you for all you do for cancer survivors and for people that are dealing with it right now. It's tough, but
it is. Yes.
But you seem to have a wonderful personality and perfect for it. So
thank you.
I want to thank my sponsors again. South Florida PBS, Genesia Squee was here last time, and we had such a great time. But they have a lot of great programs. And by the way, they have a doctor's Q&A show. So they can also provide a lot of information and maybe direct people to you. And then Baraha Medical Institute, a Quigley Eye Specialist company. Thank you also. Look forward to seeing you all next week. Stay safe and have a great week.